Hey, this is Grace from Passenger Princess, and you're listening to Ego and Vice.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.
Born and raised in South Bay, lower class punk ass, I was Northwood grade. I had it made. Spent my nights drinking with my mates. Just a short bus ride up to PA. Red River Red. Then I hit the wall and I knew I had to bounce. They still say that 19 years ago, well, I got the hell out. From time to time you may see me hanging around. Now I feel like a stranger in this town. Crocs and rolls is where I learned to play. Westwood Tavern's where I learned to walk away.
Hey, this is Mike with Ego and Vice. This is episode 170. Good to hear from you. Good to see ya. 170, not bad. This is the OG, the original Ego and Vice. I do so many podcasts nowadays. I don't even know if I'm coming or going. I don't know what I'm doing. Thank you for supporting Southeast Stories. Thank you for supporting the Southhood Stereo. I'm glad that everybody is enjoying the 1 Year Later series. We just had our very first Look What the Cat Dragged In, Ego and Vice presents with Meow That's Hot, the Ottawa Music Showcase. Things are coming up. Everything's coming up Ego and Vice, which is amazing. And so many opportunities to give back to the Ottawa music scene and play music, play artists, play bands, and just get those songs out there. So I'm very lucky to be in the position I'm in, although it didn't come without a lot of hard work. 9 years into this, folks. So if anybody wants any advice, I don't know if I have any to give. Just don't quit. Never quit. Just keep plugging away. Anyway, today on the show, I have Tyler and Chris from Stage Riot Productions, or Stage Riot, if you will. They are a production company or promotional company that puts on all ages punk, rock, metal, just music shows out in Carlton Place. And they've been doing it for about a year or so, almost a year. And it's a way a couple of musicians like they are can give back to the community and give the younger bands and the up-and-coming bands a place to play, which is always a difficult thing. And, it keeps them out of the street, if you will. Keeps them up to, make sure they're not up to no good. Go to the Stage Riot show. It's been great. Goat has played a couple times with Stage Riot, treated like $1 million, and the ball is rolling there, and they just want to keep going, and they're going to tell you all about it. Chris and Tyler came all the way from Carlton Place. Well, I thought they did. 50% right. Down to the hallowed halls of the Southwood studio and broke down all the inner workings, the mystery that is Stage Riot. I thought it would be a good idea to play some songs on this episode from bands that have played some Stage Riot shows. So I got Tyler to reach out to some of the artists that he has booked, and he got them to send me some songs. So let's do that. This is the Ottawa band called Holly Acres. I've heard of them, and they're really good. This is a song called You're Not Alone. After Holly Acres, we're going to come back with Tyler and Chris from Stage Riot, right here on Ego and Vice.
Broken windows in an empty house. Cigarette smoke still dances around.
if the weight becomes too much, I will still be your crutch. There's no need to do this on your own. And if the weight becomes too much, I will still be your crutch. There's no need to do this on your own. You're not alone when they rain on your parade. You're not alone. You're not alone when they rain on your parade.
Hey, this is Ego and Vice. We are back, as promised in the intro. I have two members, two CEOs, if you will, of the great Stage Riot Productions, based out of Carleton Place, Ontario. I have Tyler. I have Chris. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Yeah, doing well, thanks.
Thank you so much for making the trek all the way to the city.
We rode snowmobiles here.
Yeah, I don't record over like the internet anymore. I don't do anything online anymore because I just don't like the feel of an online conversation. It just feels so kind of cold and whatever. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Yeah, and I find since after doing this for a long time, I've found that the best conversations are just like sitting around, just shooting the shit, and this is the best way to do it. You know, you got a vibe and you got the room. And so thank you for taking the drive. Did you get here okay? I guess so.
Absolutely, yeah.
I left way too early. And then I kind of did some loops, and then I came here.
Are you guys from Carleton Place?
I live in Carleton Place now. I'm not originally from Carleton Place, but yeah, I've been in Carleton Place now 19 years coming up this summer.
Do you know Rich Scott?
I don't. I'm barely a local at 19 years.
Okay, very good.
I'm actually located in Ottawa. Will be moving to Carleton Place in not too long.
Oh,
Yep.
well, shit.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
It's a weird situation.
Okay. Well, good luck, I guess.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's all good.
So, Stage Riot Productions came on my radar when you, Tyler, reached out and asked my band Goat if I wanted to play a show. But I think you had talked to the Riptides first because you grew up with those guys, did you not?
Yeah, for sure. I've known the Riptides for, if I have to do the math, it's got to be over 25 years. Because I'm pretty sure I was not of legal age when I first started going to their shows.
Yeah, they're pretty old.
Yeah, they're pretty old. I'm almost that old. They're pretty old, though. So they seem like a natural a band to reach out to first.
And did they turn you down flat?
No, but they're pretty busy, as you know.
Okay. Yeah. What I'm guessing, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing they said, "Oh, why don't you try our guitar player? He has a punk band."
Well, I knew about Goat as well.
Oh.
Yeah, through other friends as well, like our Wet for Days friends and, and
right,
those people
Sarah.
in common. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes me feel a lot better, actually, because I was on someone's radar. But either way, I thought that was the way it all kind of went down. I'm getting super ahead of myself. I'm just kind of talking about how we started speaking or how I knew about Stage Riot Productions. Stage Riot Productions?
Yeah, Stage Riot. Stage Riot Productions is the Gmail, like,
Okay.
whatever. We play pretty fast. and loose
Stage
with that.
Riot.
Yeah, Stage Riot.
Stage Riot. Yeah. Can you give us an origin story? Like, what is Stage Riot? How to get started? And what's going on there?
Yeah, it started. Geez, the idea started maybe a couple of years ago, but sort of decided to put it into motion about 1 year ago. My wife and I have a kiddo who just turned 16, but he was probably about 14 when we started talking about this, and really noticed that like kids age out of the kid things and the family things, and then they have nothing to do for 6 years. So that was like a big part of it, was kind of like just thinking about that. And I used to always go to all ages shows when I was a teenager, and I just noticed there wasn't as many available. Decided to do something about that.
I'm from Thunder Bay originally, and I remember there being a lot of all ages shows when I was younger, because I remember always getting my hands X'd Or maybe those were at real bars. I don't know if those were all ages. No, I think they were all ages, but I was allowed to go in as long as I had the X.
Yeah, that was sort of, I mean, it seems like more bars were hosting all ages shows. Like it felt a little bit more like the Wild West. Because like not too many bars do all ages shows now. I don't know if they're Xing hands or what, but
don't
it's
know.
so risky to the liquor license if kids mess around. So
Yeah, I'm sure there would be a lot of, yeah. So they just avoid it. They just say
I
hard
think
no
so.
kind of thing.
I think it's a big liability.
Yeah, even a lot of venues are doing 18 plus shows as opposed to bars.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Bronson Center.
Yeah.
A lot of them are 19 plus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And the whole idea of putting on like, is it primarily like rock punk kind of stuff you do? Is
Yeah,
that
for
is that-
sure.
is
I mean,
that what
that's
it's
just
all about.
That's just what I come from, and so that's sort of like, I was thinking it's sort of like 3-chord punk stuff, and just throw up a couple of speakers and microphone and get that going, and it kind of snowballed a lot,
Yeah.
very quickly. And,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, it's very cool because I remember when we were kids too. We used to put on our own shows. We'd like get a couple of bands together and we'd rent out like a community center. Or I remember one time we played at the fire hall or something in Thunder Bay. But I think if there's a way for kids to find music and to play, because when I was a kid, I was all my friends. Well, I shouldn't say all my friends, but I had a lot of friends that were young, wannabe kind of punk rock musicians and stuff. So there was always bands, but that was the biggest problem, was finding a place to play, right? And then you can only play in your friend's driveway until the cops show up. And then the gig's over.
Oh, that's what I've heard from the kids is like they did a backyard party, like I think in the fall, and the neighbors shut it down. pretty
Never
quick.
goes over, yeah. Yeah, someone will always fucking ruin that one.
Yeah.
Question for both of you. What is your history with music in general? Have you always been...
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I started playing guitar like most people in high school. I bought an electric guitar off somebody and plugged it into a ghetto blaster, I believe. I didn't have an amp at the time.
Bye-bye speakers.
That's right, exactly. And then I really just wanted to play in front of people. So as soon as I could get to an open mic, I was dishwashing at the Cheshire Cat at the time, the mid 90s, and dishwashing and playing at the open mic, and I thought this is really fun. So I did a little bit of playing around town and doing shows, doing kind of Celtic stuff or folk stuff. Then I lived in Lake Louise for a couple years. Ended up playing there, doing a gig 5 days a week out on the patio, which in the middle of Lake Louise at the hostel is pretty decent work. And then when I came back, I started a sort of pseudo bluegrass band with a lot of punk influence, and still doing that. We've been together now almost 20 years. We're called Huntley Slim. Used to do stuff on CKCU, the O-Town Hoedown back in the late 2000s, I guess. And I run an open mic in Carleton Place on Wednesday nights. I'm doing the whole like job and then side hustle, playing some music.
Where's the open mic?
At the Waterfront Gastropub in Carleton Place.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think open mics are super, super important. So many people get their start at open mics. You know what I mean? Are just recent. Look what the cat dragged in, the Ego and Vice Meow That's Hot event. Austin Camp, that was his first real show the other night.
Yeah, right on.
He was well known in the open mic circuit. Like he would just bounce around all the open mics, right? So very, very cool place to start. Great place to network. Great place to meet people that have kind of the same level of experience.
Yep.
And it's just like, hey, want to start a band? Or
It's a great way to learn on new stages because you practice all you want in your basement when you get onto a stage with a different setup. Like it can really throw you if you're not used to it. So.
yeah. And as I was saying
good.
to Austin too, it's like it's a good place to kind of like walk the walk or talk the talk but walk the walk. Because you're in there and you're like, say you meet like somebody, and you're like, oh yeah, I play music, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And you talk music, and then you get to go up and actually show them. It's
That's
like
right.
a perfect setup. I used to play a ton of open mics, so I don't anymore because I'm kind of a big shot now. No, it's a shame. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. It's just the generation has passed me by. I have to find like an open mic with a bunch of like late 40-somethings. It's the only place I fit in these days. Maybe I'll have an open mic down here. Anyway, I ramble. Tyler.
Yeah. Very similar, I guess, age. Actually, Chris and I are the exact same age. Started playing guitar 30 years ago, when you got time on your hands in high school. Was in some high school bands or like definitely some punk bands that played around a lot at bumpers and the underground.
What did you play?
I was switched around, guitar, bass, vocals, and stuff. Definitely. I was in a band called the Muggins. We played with the Creeps and the Riptides.
I know the Muggins. I know the Muggins.
That was me.
No shit.
Yeah, it's a long time ago now.
What was your drummer's name?
Ian.
Ian.
Yeah, I've been chatting with him lately.
Ian used to date. Do you know Katie Traplin?
I don't.
Okay, because when I first met Katie Traplin is the sister of Jen Traplin, the DJ on Live 88.5.
Yeah.
Whom ex-husband I used to play in a band with who used to work at 88.5 named Brian Ruxtell. Okay. It's a very, very long...
It's good to be a small town here.
The whole Kevin Bacon thing. Anyway, but I remember when I first met Katie, her ex-boyfriend was also... Because I told her I'm in a band and stuff. She knew that anyway, but she's like, yeah, my ex-boyfriend was in a band. His name was Ian. His name's Ian. I'm like, okay. What was the band called? And she's like, the Muggins. So fucking... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on around here?
Yeah.
When you mentioned bumpers,
Yeah.
that took me right back.
Oh, bumpers was
Yeah.
great. Speaking of the Wild West, you know what? I think I can spill a little bit of tea because they're not around anymore.
Yeah, sure.
But speaking of, being underage and going to a bar show, like the pictures were pretty fast and loose there. We had a good time. Very good time at that venue.
Yeah. It's not just that venue that's gone, though. It's a shame that so many venues do go down.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Ottawa, there was anyway. So many have gone the way of whatever. So the fact that you're putting on shows with Stage Riot in unconventional venues, you're making your own venues, and that's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Stage Riot has been around for about
just a year
or so.
Yep.
I was going back. I did my my crack research here. And I think the first show was May 31st, 2025.
Somewhere around there.
With Celestia.
For sure.
Paradolia.
Yep.
Holly Acres.
Yep.
And Brutal Play.
That's right.
And that was at the Carambeck Community Center.
Yeah, we did the first few shows at in this gymnasium in a community center. It had a pretty good stage. Big room.
A very big room.
Very big, very loud, very echoey.
They had those wooden baffles on the side that were supposed to help with the
Yeah.
reflections, but there wasn't much help.
Right.
Not so much. That was a good first show, though. That was really good.
So coming up with the idea to do it, coming up with the name Stage Riot, and then actually starting getting the gears and the wheels moving.
Yeah.
Like when you said, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
How were those times?
I mean, my wife and I were driving around when we came up with the name, like, not a huge amount of thought went into it. It just sounded good.
It's a good name, though.
Yeah, I like it. And then just started messaging bands and acquired a bit more gear for it right away, and fished around for venues and stuff, because that was kind of the hard thing, was honestly to find an empty room that would have us. I'll give a tip for anybody who doesn't know. The mum groups on Facebook are like, they rule the world. So if you need help with anything, you get your wife to be on the mum groups, and then shit happens, which is actually how we met.
That's true.
You guys.
That's a good point.
Was through that too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Carlton Place was always kind of the destination where maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on Carlton Place in general, but I feel like that is your home base.
It is, for sure.
Like that's where your Stage Riot is based out of. It's a Carlton Place.
Yeah, we've only had shows in
entity.
Carlton Place.
Okay.
So far. Yeah.
Cool.
Which, we might expand a little bit. We'll see.
And was it always the intention to have, obviously the all ages shows, the younger bands, but was it always the intention to have like Ottawa bands that would come out and kind of headline?
Yeah, it was always the intention to have a mix. Like, one of the rules of this thing were to lift up the young bands who have maybe never even played a show before, get them to meet some older bands, get them to have experience on stage, but also have a really good show by the end of the night.
I completely relate to that, because that's kind of what we're doing with that, sort of. That, like, people can see. That, as I point. For the Look What the Cat Dragged In, we're going to have, like, featured artists, but instead of, like, because I just opened up the previous Look What the Cat Dragged In, but we're gonna go to the open mics and find somebody who's never had a show before and say, hey, how would you like to open?
Excellent.
Play 3 or 4 songs. You're not going to get paid for it, but you'll get the exposure, and I'll play a song on the podcast or something, right? And it's just like, wow, I have a show, so I get that, and I think that's
totally.
a great idea. How is that working out for you guys?
Oh, that's fantastic. I would say the big surprise is how good the kids are. Like, I thought it would be a little bit of a rougher ride there for a bit, but those 17-year-olds are good.
Yeah, some of them really know their gear.
Better than I do.
I'm not an electric music kind of sound guy, and so you get there and there's something up with the amp or there's something up with the drums, and they sort of hop in, or even the Ottawa bands coming in have been so helpful, and just willing to do almost anything for the younger bands, and so you can see there's a sense of friendship there. There's help there, because sometimes they get there and, like you say, haven't done a show before. They're nervous, they're worried about their gear. Something goes wrong and they're not sure how to act, and it's great to see people just the crowd has been awesome. The other bands have been amazing.
Yeah, the older bands have been great about letting the younger bands use their gear and help them out with that kind of thing. So you've got, like, a 16-year-old and it's their third show and they're playing on this big tube amp that's just like shredding the room. It's a lot.
I like to think it's because we've all been there. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've all been those younger players, and I remember my first show. Terrifying. No, it was. You know what I mean? Because it's just solely because you have no idea what to expect. You play in the basement with your friends and stuff, and you see the younger bands, and they're really hyped and really, you can see the nervous energy, and then they get up there and they're just going to stand there and play, and I get that because that was me too. And then over the course of the set, they loosen up a bit and stuff like
Remember
that.
being like really shaky and like,
I
don't know if my fingers can pull off chords.
Totally. Although, like you were saying, the kids nowadays, some of those kids are amazing, like players.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's the access to the internet, to the tabs, to the teachings, to the YouTube video, to that. Like, you guys we're all from the same kind of growing up where it's just like, just kind of figure it out. You know what I mean? You might have had a buddy who knew how to do some stuff, taught you some things, but just the access and just the open thinking of younger people nowadays, I think they learn super, super fast. I've always considered myself like a meat and potatoes guitar player. I get it. I can play the song. I'll get through it. That's why I write my own songs, because nobody can play my songs better than me. That's right. So how dare you judge me, right? But you see, like, some of the kids, it's crazy. But
well, and they have access to all that music. I know.
Every
Paradolia plays a lot of stuff that could have been played at my high school.
Oh, absolutely.
When I was there.
Yeah, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam,
Misfits.
It's incredible how much of that era, like 90s, that was like 30 years ago, is so influential, because I have younger bands on the podcast all the time, like early 20s, and it's like, what were your influences growing up? I love like Nirvana, and it's just like, Kurt Cobain's been dead for 32 years.
That's wild.
Do you know what I mean? It's crazy to me. But good, I guess.
I mean, I guess if you're really into hard rock and punk, like, it hasn't gotten much better since then in a lot of ways.
That's true. The 90s was a very,
I should say that.
very big year for music.
Sure.
And it changed a lot of things. And anyway, we can get into that talk, but this podcast will go in a very different direction, because I can go on that forever. But I think the main thing is that the Ottawa music scene is full of some amazing artists and some really nice, down-to-earth people. And I think that's why they're the way they are to the younger kids. And it's not even just the kids, it's just other bands. Everybody's super cool.
Yeah, and regardless of the lack of venues, as you say, they're starting to dwindle a little. Bands aren't competing. People are supporting, people are coming out to each other's shows.
Yeah. And if someone's like a complete fucking egotistical fucking dickhead, they probably wouldn't be in Carlton Place playing a community center anyway. So fuck off,
that's
right?
a good point.
That's right. So everyone that comes out there is just, they're like, yeah, let's do that because it's fun.
all the older bands come out just because they want to play an all ages show.
Yeah.
And like usually, especially the first few shows, like I forget to tell people like that they get paid or how that works out. Like I think that happened with you actually.
Yeah.
You're like, we get paid. We just came out to play for an all ages show.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I gave you back money. I'm like,
you
I
did.
said, this is too much, man. Like, I'm at that stage in my technical career, I guess, where it's just like, all I want to do is have fun because I can still do it. I am absolutely grateful that I am still playing music with my friends, that I can still talk music with people and stuff like that. I have no interest in making, well, I'd love to make money, but I have no interest in making money if there's none to be made. I'm just happy to be there.
Yeah. I can't even imagine how lower level bands would make any real money at it these days. So
well,
it's gotta be for fun.
That's what I said. It's like start a wedding band, I guess. Yeah. Next show is June 28th, 2025.
Oh yeah.
The bands were Right, TV Head, Marble Ghosts, and some band called Guat.
Yeah.
Gut.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird lineup, eh?
Yeah. That was Go, my band.
Yeah.
I had a great time at that show.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Back when we were just a 3-piece. I think that was our second show back after our 5-year hiatus. So we were itching to just play and have some fun. And I think we knew Marble Ghosts, and TV Head I knew from Ottawa somewhere. Then you kind of expanded. You went, not expanded, but you just kind of grew a little bit. You did the Skunk Fest.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was an outdoor gig on September 27th with Subtrash, Dust, Celestia, Paradolia.
Close.
What is it?
Paradolia.
Paradolia.
Yeah.
Paradolia.
Mm-hmm.
Candy Says.
The best.
Yeah. And Graffiti 5-0.
5-0.
5-0.
Yep.
Graffiti 5-0.
They just came back too at the last show.
And that goat band again played. Weird.
Yep.
What was the idea there? Why did you go from the community center to the woods?
Well, the how the sausage gets made answer to that is that the community center was already booked. So
it's thinking. It was
so the Legion let us go play there.
It was a thinking on your feet type of.
And anyway, I had no idea the Legion had this covered stage out back in a pretty big area that was all shaded by trees and picnic tables and stuff. And their capacity out there is like 500. So, but it's just a really good setup. And I said the end of September is a great time to have an outdoor show. Mm-hmm. So that idea came first, and then why not add more bands and just keep it going? And got really lucky with the bands that came out, who were amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really good. I remember when you say Candy Says, you said the best. I remember me and Javier and Mike, my drummer and bass player, were sitting at at our little merch booth, and they went up, and we just kind of went, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, they're in high school.
I heard a Minor Threat cover, I think, and yeah, they were really, really good, and we ended up kind of walking up and checking them out.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't they play in town though? They're kind of not, I wouldn't say established, but they've been around for a bit, right?
In the last year, they've been playing a lot, at least once a month, as I see them around. Yeah.
Yeah. Candy Says, hit me up. Maybe you can come on the podcast.
They just played our last show.
Yeah,
and they were excellent.
Oh, they always impress everybody. Yeah, I would. They're one to keep an eye on. They're gonna do well.
That was the show on January 24th at a new venue.
Yes.
The Zion Memorial Church.
Yeah, we're in a church.
What's the difference? Is it suiting your needs more?
Yeah. The room is way better for starters. The sound is so much better. It's about a third of the size of the gym.
Yeah, I would
maybe.
Guess. Yeah.
But the capacity is still very good. The sound was so much better this time.
Yeah.
The church has been incredibly welcoming and nice and helpful about everything. There's a little canteen area at the back. We've teamed up with a small company called Sweet Stash, and they do like imported chocolates and drinks and stuff like that. So it's kind of like fun snacks.
And Pookie's Patches?
Yes.
Shout out to Pookie's Patches.
Gotta mention Pookie. Yeah, they're at pretty much every show selling patches. We just got some custom patches made. Actually, they're coming soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
cool.
you know where I live now, so just send me, give me my postal code. Before the January 24th show, the most recent show, you had one in October, you had one in November. Some great bands, Passenger Princess, Wet for Days. Oh, Wet for Days didn't end up doing it, right?
No, unfortunately, they there was some illness and couldn't make it.
Oh,
so we're going to do a rain check date soon.
Cool. Some notable bands to make sure we point out: Refuse.
Yeah, they're great.
Hot Skins.
Yep.
It Shines.
Yep. Young kids.
Velvet Veil.
Very good.
Cool. And a couple of Ottawa punkers, Uncle Depressant. And Hawkeye. My name's Hawkeye.
Yeah.
The Infectors.
Yeah, who are personally maybe my favorite band around right now.
The
in Ottawa.
Infectors?
Yeah, they're really good.
I had Hawkeye on a couple months ago.
Yeah, I listened to that one.
Yeah. I played with them at the Dom a month before that.
Yeah. Yeah, that episode or your podcast came out like right before the week of the show in Carleton Place.
Oh, okay.
It was good timing.
Yeah, Hawkeye's a good guy. He's a good guy, and he makes like I said in the podcast, he just makes a great first impression. He walks up and he says, "How's it going? I'm Hawkeye. It's my real name." I'm like, "Okay, how's it going, Hawkeye?" You know, yeah. So, good guy. Shout out to Hawkeye. How's it going? Check out the Infectors for sure. So, it's a brand new year, 2026. You've already had a show under your belt. What does 2026 look like, or what do you want it to look like?
Well, we're kind of going on the school year calendar. So we've got a couple more shows lined up that like the ink's almost dry on. We kind of had to make sure that everything was going to go well at the church before we booked the rest of the shows there.
Yep.
Just to make sure it was a good fit and they would actually want to have us back, and they do. So,
is that going to be the venue for the foreseeable?
Yeah, as long as we can keep it going there. I like that venue a lot. That was great.
Right on.
Yeah, it's a lot cozier. The stage was lower to the ground, which like makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, like a 2.5 foot stage versus a 4 foot stage. It's like it's a big difference in how the crowd feels connected to the bands.
Definitely, especially for like punk and rock and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
totally.
Being up on a big stage, like there are venues like the Rainbow.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
you're really up there, right? And or the 27 Club, you're really high too, and it's just it's kind of a weird thing. 2 feet platform, something like that. Even maybe not the floor anymore.
Yeah,
Foot even up.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Like the Dom. Foot.
ideally. Yeah.
That's all you need. That's awesome. That's super good, and I think it's very, very important what you're doing for the younger bands for sure, and for the fans of music, the younger people who can't get to Ottawa or can't get into the bars because of like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's the target audience.
I think it's super important to the younger people. I think it's also super important to the families and communities to have these kids leave the house once in a while and do something productive as opposed to
Absolutely.
in
In a safe space, like where they can, enjoy themselves. It's well looked after. We had a much wider range of folks at the last one. There were some pretty young kids and some fairly experienced folks, and so it was really nice to see a little shift. We had grandparents there of musicians and things like that. So
One of my favorite things, every show we've had at least a couple parents bring in their like 5-year-olds, like parents our age, bringing their kid to their first punk
with
show.
the cone with the
they always
the coconuts
yeah.
on. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
right. Well, that's
That's,
good. You know what I mean? And it's a great music. Music is it is cliche, but music is like that universal language. Everybody can relate to music, and if you don't like music, then something wrong with you. I think maybe
That's right.
But I don't believe you don't like music. You know what I mean? Like everybody has something in their life, and everybody can relate and get along with music. And I don't know. I remember when Goat played the very first show, and it was like all the kids were at the front, and all the parents were like leaning against the back wall.
Yep.
And I would try and talk to the kids. I'd be like, be creative and do your things and blah, blah, blah. And then my attention would shift and I'd talk to the back wall because I knew they could relate because the kids weren't going to relate to what next thing I was going to say. So I was kind of back and forth a bit, but it's pretty fun. I don't know where I was going with that because I was interrupted, but the power of show business, you don't know that. Anyway.
Seamless.
Since starting Stage Riot way back almost a year ago to where you are now, looking at the future, 2026, did you think it was going to be a one and done and just be like, well, that was a good time? Or did you think it would have gone this far and grown so much?
I initially thought it was going to be like 2 speakers in a coffee shop kind of thing. Which it just didn't happen that way. And just so many people jumped on, like when we put it out there into the community, like, does anybody know teen bands who'd want to play? That we got like a lot of responses. So it was never going to be one and done. And like part of the reason I started out in Carleton Place was because I wanted to keep going for as many years as I can do it. And like I said, like I live in Ottawa now, but I'm moving out there in a year or two. And yeah, so that was just the plan to like start the foundation now and get it going for years.
Yeah. I think it's the type of thing you have to do slowly. It's not, I mean, we had a really good first show. We've had some challenges along the way, but it's certainly the thing you have to nurture. I think last show we really saw what some of the possibilities are.
Yeah, it felt good. If anybody else is planning on putting on a show, I will say like probably the like major thing we've learned is like the smaller the room, the better, honestly. For whatever the crowd you're expecting, like, you know, try to make that room like burst at the seams if you can.
We touched on this off mic, but it's, the most stressful thing. Well, okay, let's just ask. What is the most stressful thing about putting on a Stage Riot show? Like the day of or in preparation of to the day of, what are the main concerns?
Yeah.
For myself, like I usually do sound and set up. So before that, Tyler does most of the running around and the paperwork and calling people and all of that biz. But I think for myself, it's just the things that happen during the show, problems with equipment, you know, not enough gear or whatever it might be. I live close to where we're doing the venue, so I just run home, grab something, and usually the other bands from Carleton Place have got some gear to pitch in because it seems you never have enough.
I don't know
gear.
how that happens.
You know, we've got buckets and buckets of stuff we're hauling in there, and you go, we're missing this one tiny little piece or whatever. And then when the show's going on, it's just making sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible.
If something stops working on stage, I would have a panic attack if I was in charge of that. Seriously. Can
you share some of the behind the scenes? Have you had a couple of uh-ohs?
No, nothing, no crazy war stories yet.
Yeah, like stuff people wouldn't necessarily notice except for, I think during Graffiti 5-0's set in January, we just weren't getting enough signal from the guitar. And so one of the guitarists from Paradolia who owned the amp came up and I just said, I can't hear it. It's not coming through. And so he went over and we had a 3-way chain of, you know, turn it up, turn it down kind of thing, trying to get everything smoothed out. And we got it by the end of the set, which was great. You know,
I don't think I can ever be a sound guy. I don't know. I have so much respect for you guys because I don't know.
That's a lot to take care of.
That's a stressful job, I think. I think it would be.
I think it is. You know, I got into it sort of from the joy of doing sound and doing a lot of my own sound for shows or my band's shows because we do a lot of bars and things like that don't have PA systems. Right. So I thought, well, you know, it can't be that hard. I did sound in television news and video production for a while as well. And, you know, these Stage Riot shows, the first time I've done drums, electric guitars and stuff like that. So it's a steep learning curve, but it's all the same kind of thing. I'm used to doing acoustic music, which is... you know, less noise, but probably more challenging in terms of, I did a show, there was 4 acoustic guitars on stage and just trying to sort of split those apart so they don't come across as just a big bowl of jelly is challenging.
Gotcha. What's the band you're in now called?
Huntley Slim.
Huntley Slim.
Yeah.
Check out Huntley Slim. I'm sure you have
we're on
and stuff.
we're on. I would check out our Bandcamp stuff. That would be my suggestion.
Simple man, as plain as I can be, and my love for you lives right at home, not far across the sea. And I wonder what it takes to make a girl like you love me just the same. Loved you since I met you, never doubted for a day. Though I scoffed at it 100 times, let's get married anyway. And I'm nervous just to ask you, though I know you'll be ecstatic if I do. We don't need a fancy church or money on a ring. Love is ours and other people, they may need those things. Just a simple ceremony, no fanfare, no parade. You and me and a few of the people we've helped along the way. Judging by the way you sleep so soundly in my arms, knew that I was honest, that I'd never do you harm. Roll over in your sleep and promise that you'll never turn your back on me. We don't need a fancy church or money on a ring. Love is ours and other people, they may need those things. Just a simple ceremony, no fanfare, no parade. You and me and a few of the people we've met along the way. When we both turn 83, you'll wake up, you'll say to me that you knew that we would always make it through. And until that day, please forgive the things I do to you. We don't need a fancy church or money on a ring. Love is ours and other people, they may need those things. Just a simple ceremony, no fanfare, no parade. You and me and a few of the people we've met along the way. You and me and a few of the people who've helped along the way.
Hi, this is Stephanie from Those Who, and you're listening to the Ego and Vice podcast.
And Tyler, any Muggins reunions on the
dear
horizon? Or
God, no.
no?
That's a long time ago. A very different, very, very different me.
Oh, okay. Do you ever get the itch though? Being around so much music now.
I play, like I'm in stuff. It's just nothing like really solid. Like I don't know, I guess, I just heard your cat. Technically in like 3 bands, but none of them are really like playing shows soon or anything.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, just middle-aged dad playing music with friends in a basement.
Well, welcome to the rest of us.
Yeah,
That's right.
which is
You're
fine.
down here with the rest of us.
Yeah, totally.
That's cool. And I guess if you decided to ever bring one of those bands out, you know a promoter who could book yourself.
Yeah,
Right?
we're definitely. This has taught me how much older I am than I thought, because I totally went into this thinking that I was, still pretty cool, pretty hip to what the kids like. And yeah, no, it turns out we're dad rock now.
Yeah.
We are.
You don't realize it until you realize it. And no one tells you, you just realize it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's affected the booking a little bit. Like we're really booking like teenage bands and their bands in their young
Asking
20s
them,
and stuff.
Asking them what they want to hear.
Absolutely,
Right?
yeah.
Let us know what you want to hear. Let us know what bands are around and who's good.
Yeah, at the end of last year, we just made a post like for the kids to read, like, which bands are you requesting? Who'd you like to see in 2026?
Mm-hmm.
And they may not know it, but that is the list that I wrote down, and those are the bands I reached out to.
Cool.
It's like it's chosen really 100% by the kids out there.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a quick hello to Jen Tunks.
Yes.
Yeah. She's a friend of mine.
Yep.
We snowboard together.
Oh, right on.
She's a good snowboarder.
I'm like
she's a
surprised.
very good snowboarder.
I'm surprised I didn't know her before this because we have like a ton of overlapping circles.
Right.
Yeah.
And Celestia has Rowan.
Yeah.
She's been out to my open mic a couple times.
Jen's child.
Yes.
Yes. I thought I'd give them a shout out because they are friends. So.
I went to high school with Jen, actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the ultimate goal for Stage Riot? Where would you like to see it? And what do you have some achievements or plateaus or goals you actually want to try and reach?
That's an interesting question because I think a lot of people, you know, when we're getting conversations about this, kind of talk about like, oh, you should get this band. They've got like 30,000 followers, or like this band out of Toronto. And more, I want to keep it small. I want to like make sure that it's always for the local kids, and definitely just kind of keep doing what we're doing, like refine the process a little bit, but it's not to really expand. Like I want to do maybe some shows in Almont and Perth, but it's not to, you know, become like this big production in Ottawa or anything. Like it's meant to be small, and it's like to fill that niche. So yeah, no grand.
Are you guys on the same page there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly tagging along, you know.
Chris was kind of like looking at the ceiling during that.
No, I tag along mostly. Tyler does most of the creative work. He sort of came up with the idea, and I jumped on. But I think you're right. I would say like the goal is that we get the bands that are formed at a Stage Riot show. You know, the 3 or 4 friends that stand around and go, well, like we can do that, right?
Yeah.
You know, when those bands start funneling in and start playing, and the bands that have started in Stage Riot are the ones chipping in and helping out as the older bands, is when that starts
Full
to
cycle
together.
Kind
Right?
of starting to see that already.
Absolutely.
There was some girls who approached me at the very first show, pardon me, very like kind of quietly, and asked how they could play a show, and you know, just gave them the basics. Like, you know, you don't even have to have a full set. Like, work on your half a dozen songs, and we'll find a place for you. And they're playing in May now.
No.
So it's like, if we can, you know, start with some kids who are 14, 15, and then in a couple of years we're going to see them moving on to do things in Ottawa and beyond. Like, that'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. And that is the cycle of things, and it like you said, it is the full circle. And that is a common theme that comes up on this podcast of a lot, is like bands will ask, well, I didn't know how to get started. I didn't know how to do this. All you have to do is ask somebody, hey, how do you do this? Or, hey, can I play you here or whatever? Because if you don't ask, you'll never know. And what's the worst someone's going to say? No.
Then you don't have to plan anything.
That's right.
That's the best part.
Then you just ask someone else.
That's right,
You know,
yeah.
and keep in mind that no one is there to judge you or bite your head off, because we're all, you know, here to help each other.
No, and when you're a young band, like, it's important to remember that, like, this next show isn't your last show. It's not your big show. It's going to be like one small step to something even bigger or even better.
Yeah.
Or like every show is a good learning experience, so it's only going to make you a better band.
Yeah.
Yep.
And don't be scared of fucking up. It makes you better.
Yep.
I understand how you not wanting to get bigger, like having the smallness, because I've had this podcast for over 9 years now.
Wow.
And you do anything long enough, you start building kind of things. And I've had bands from like Toronto and Montreal and everyone trying to, you know, like, we're coming through. Can we? And I just say, no. I'm concentrated on my niche little local scene. That's who I want to support. You know what I mean? I don't want to start a podcast with like, buy Samsonite luggage, you know, before, like, what does that have to do with local music? Like, for the X little bit of money that I'd make. So I've turned down like some monetization, some ads, unless it has to do with something local. So I completely respect where you're coming from.
Yeah.
with
There's
that.
there's a place for it. Like, there's a need for it.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to jump into playing big venues right off the bat. So.
And I never ever want this to turn into like a job, a grind.
Right.
You know, I just do it I do it on my own time, probably like you guys. You just work it out. You find awesome people you want to work with. No one's telling you to work with people, and that's the way it is. And again, it's all a passion project for me because I make zero money. I can absolutely confirm that. But
That makes 3 of us.
yeah, but
That's right.
but 9 years later, obviously, I don't do it for the money. Last question: for each of you, if you had to pick one thing out of everything that you've gotten out of Stage Riot, what is the one moment or the one thing that you have taken away from Stage Riot that has made a very huge impact on yourself?
Well, I know I can speak for myself. I'm actually an elementary teacher by day, and so I taught in Carleton Place for a number of years before I'm in Almont now. But first Stage Riot show, and we're up doing sound check, and one of my prior students looks over, and it's like, "There's Mr. Meller," and she just about lost her mind. And so, seeing that kind of, I used to play a lot of music in class and share that kind of thing, and so seeing it come again full circle, and I'm seeing a student of mine who 4 or 5 years down the road is now in a band, entertaining, and I get to be a part of it. Watching these young guys come in and just give it their all is the best part of it. I wish I could go back and do it again.
Mm-hmm. And if it all ended right now, that moment would be like, well, that was kind of worth it.
Yep, absolutely.
Love it. Tyler?
Yeah, I guess like if I think back to the last show, which was like just a really good crowd, really good energy, and I see all these weirdo kids from a small town, which was like exactly what my situation was, and they're entertaining each other, and there's a mosh pit going, like, to just think like that, that moment exists because it got organized and somebody paid the insurance and the kids all came out and rocked. I mean, like, it's creating a moment that otherwise wouldn't have existed. And I'm just so glad that I can contribute that now that I'm older and can do that.
Well, it's taking everything that you experienced growing up to have the idea to give back, right? So if you didn't love what you love and experience what you experienced, then you wouldn't have put it together the way you did. So it's all like a, continuation. It's a flow. So good on you. Congratulations on the success of Stage Riot.
Thanks.
I will always plug whenever there's shows or whenever there's, events coming up. And if you ever need a band in a pinch, call the Riptides.
Yeah, will do.
All right. Thank you so much, Tyler. Chris, any final words? Any thank yous, actually? We should do that.
Actually, yeah, the old go follow on Instagram thing, because it actually really does help if people go follow and like things. It gets seen on the algorithms. And we got some really good shows planned for March 21st and May 9th. And I can't actually announce them just yet, but they'll be on Instagram very, very soon.
Stay tuned. Thank you very much, and good luck. All the best, and let's do this again sometime.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks.
This is what you're supposed to do.
I'd like to thank Tyler and Chris from Stage Riot for making the trek all the way to Southwood Studio. Check that out. Check those shows out. Follow Stage Riot. Support them because they're giving a lot back to the music community here in Ottawa and surrounding areas. Anyway, Stage Riot. If you want to get a hold of me, if you want to get a hold of the Vickler, if you want to get a hold of Max, send an email to egoandvice@gmail.com. If you want to listen to any of the podcasts, the Ego and Vice podcast, Mike and Vic's Southie Stories, the Southwood Stereo, go to any one of your streaming services. We're everywhere. Or you can just go to egoandvicepodcast.com, which is the home base, the hub, the fortress of solitude that is all Ego and Vice and has links to anywhere you need to go. Or you can just listen to them on the episodes page. Anyway, that's it for me. My name is Mike. This is Ego and Vice, episode 170. We'll see you next time. Bye.
You've got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker.